Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It burns, it burns, it burns, it does, Linda Blair. Smack dab in the middle of the District of Columbia. Halloween. Never seen The Exorcist. I recommend it. It's brutal. It's very graphic in nature. But it's something, if you haven't seen, you certainly have to at one point in your life. All right, just awful news on Travis Hunter. There's really no other way to spin it. And I hate it for a variety of reasons. Number one, I was so looking forward to him moving and advancing offensively. I feel like they've kept the training wheels on him on the offensive side of the ball. And I really have been under the belief that this was going to be the week that we were going to see an expanded route tree. We were going to see more of a gamble with the understanding that, Trevor Lawrence right now can only be in the pocket for just a smidge over 2 seconds because the offensive line has gone to complete slop in the last couple of weeks. I mean, allowing 14 sacks. So that in itself is a massive concern. But that's what I wanted to see. And we've been talking about it, and, I was willing to sacrifice the defense and have him play basically offense only. And you look what he did 2 weeks ago in London, 67 of the 77 snaps, he was on the offensive side of the football. So he's gone. It's a knee. We don't know the significance of it. As a matter of fact, let's play both comments here from Liam Cohen at his press conference, number one and number two. We'll play it in succession. For those of you getting out of work or whatever, you did not hear what the head coach had to say on this Friday about the top overall draft pick for the Jaguars this year and the loss of at least 4 games since he's going on the IR for Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter was injured during practice on Thursday. He will be placed on IR here shortly. We'll miss at least 4 games. We're currently assessing the injury just to determine the best course of action moving forward for Travis and for the team. Feel bad for the guy, for the kid, for our team, for everything. But, he's in good spirits right now, and minor setback for a major comeback. That's just the way it's got to be.
I think everyone in the city feels awful for Travis Hunter. Very infectious, a guy that really enjoys being out there. And again, his best football is clearly ahead of him. The timing on this never would have been good. But in a situation where points are at a premium, I mean, look what happened 2 weeks ago. Both Jacksonville and Las Vegas were outscored 66-7 combined. The Chiefs went up, 31-0, and just blew apart the Raiders. And, of course, Jacksonville struggled in their, 35-7 loss, the only touchdown being that of Travis Hunter. So you've had a couple of weeks to have to deal with that set of circumstances. And, of course, it was a very winnable game, in my opinion, 3 weeks ago against Seattle. They allowed that one to get away. So it's not a must-win. Certainly it's not in the AFC South, as well as Indianapolis has played. They got a very tough test, in my opinion, going into Pittsburgh this weekend. But it's a shame only because it feels like this was going to be a breakout game. And some people said that happened 2 weeks ago, but those were garbage yards. Those were fourth quarter yards. We know that Jacksonville did not get him the ball until it was a reverse. 28 minutes into the first half, which just really doesn't make a lot of sense. And you got the feeling, I got the feeling that was going to change coming up on Sunday afternoon. I also hate it, and because of the critics. And, so much of me is like, who cares what the critics say? There are a lot of people that, kind of were forecasting this, and now they're patting themselves on the back. I just hate it because it really sets back the organization. It sets back his development. And you've got the talkies across the country. See, I told you, he can't play both ways. You knew he was going to get injured. They tried to do too much. The wheels have fallen off. All of this and all of that. I mean, I've seen the reels today. I've seen stuff that's out there that's viral. And he is such a polarizing figure that everyone's going to have an opinion. People just don't report the truth and go with the story. It's no. He's a guy that you're either all in or you're either all out. And the organization made a mistake. They never should have played him both ways. They never should have given up the draft picks to get. So all those people right now today are right. And that really pisses me off, okay? Because this was a non-contact situation that happened defensively yesterday, and he's out for at least 4 weeks. No idea when his return actually will happen. Hopefully he comes back and he's ready to go against Tennessee. I don't even want to go down the road of this is a lost season. And that's it. I don't even want to think about that. Okay. That is, I'll never forget Jim Tressel when I was the 7 years I spent in Chicago, and the Big Ten meetings were in Chicago, and I went up to Jim Tressel, and it was right after Maurice Clarett was no longer in school and obviously no longer part of the Ohio State football team. And I went up to Jim Tressel and I said, what a devastating situation here for Ohio State. And he looked at me and said, it's disappointing. It's not devastating. And I thought it was pretty clever by Jim Tressel. You know what? This is devastating. This is not disappointing. With Travis Hunter, and you may be able to survive it for the next 4 weeks. If that's the case, okay. But if it does get worse and the news is not anything outside of that, that is going to be brutal for the Jaguars. And you're going to have all sorts of people. They're already out there, but they're going to now, fully invest into, you can't play both ways in the NFL. Jacksonville made a mistake. So I kind of hate it for that. I hate it for right now they're right. Right? Right now they're right, and right now we're wrong. And that's life. That's life in the NFL. So you're going to have to deal with it. And there's really no other choice. Now, Eric Murray, on top of that, oh boy, with his neck, he can't go. The Jaguars are already lacking a true free safety. And I know they've done a lot of things to get away from the traditional strong and free safety, but that's already a major position of need. And I think right now you can honestly make the point that if they're going to add something before November 4th, it may now end up being a safety. I'm not big on Dewey, okay? I don't think Andrew Wingard could cover me. And I think that's going to be a problem throughout the second half of the season. Antonio Johnson, well, we brag about him all the time. We do so in training camp. There's the want, right? Get him out there. See what he can do. He's so gifted athletically. You look at his body, he's a monster compared to the other safeties, those who were here and those who were no longer here. A guy like Darnell Savage. But, and he has some experience. But what are they going to do with Ransaw really already being out? So there's so many different ways to look at this game. And, as far as I'm concerned, Sunday in Las Vegas, this isn't about reinventing the wheel for Jacksonville. It's about being consistent. It's about getting back and doing what I believe are 4 enormous things that you've already done this year. If you can get back to it, you should win. Number 1, you got to start fast. They're back into the first possession, first quarter coma. It drives me nuts. I've been complaining about it forever, right? They scored early on this year. Last couple of games, not even close. They're down to 3.3 points in the first quarter. Liam Cohen had them at 6.7 a year ago in Tampa Bay. Number 2, run the football. Only 8 carries a week ago for Travis Etienne, 2 weeks ago for Travis Etienne in London. Even though the majority of you wanted Travis Etienne moved, he's kind of silenced everyone, hasn't he? He's had a really good year. He's done some nice things. Feed him. He may be your best option on Sunday. Honestly, feed Travis Etienne. Run the this is a better run blocking offensive line than it is a pass protection offensive line. Run the ball. Travis Etienne. Number 3, takeaways. Takeaways. You had 14 in your first 5 games. You've had a goose egg in the last 2 weeks. Geno Smith leads the NFL with 10 interceptions. Even with Brock Bowers there, he's going to have his. How about a pick? How about 2? How about some decent field position for Lawrence and the Jaguars? Midfield, dare I say, on the Las Vegas side of the 50-yard line. Takeaways, very important. Jaguars +8. Vegas -5. Finally, Cam Little. I think he shakes it off. I think the slump ends. I think it's a field goal difference, and I believe he makes it. I think he gets the killer instinct back, and Cam Little's a guy that you can rely upon once again. So those are 4 really simple things. Not simple, but 4 things that you have to get back if you're going to start winning games. And there's so many others that you could put in there, by the way. But these are the 4 that I am highlighting right now. And I think if they're able to do that, they should be able to win this football game. All right, opening comments are brought to you by Shmunez Vision. Hopefully you got 20/20. If not, just ask yourself, how weak are your eyes now as you head home from work compared to the way they were when you got up this morning? All right, the bottom line at Shmunez Vision, they want to give you the most value for your money. They're there to save you money, and it's amazing the technology and the advanced equipment that is all over the place when you visit your eye doctor. The good folks at Shmunez Vision, they have that same technology, but it may not be needed for you. When you keep going to the very latest, what's it going to do? It's going to raise your bill, right? It may not be needed. That's one of the ways that they look out for you at Shmunez Vision. More than 37 years worth of surgery experience, okay? Dr. Neil Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, and Dr. John Hunt. Check them out online, Shmunez Vision as well. Get all of the testimonials that are available. That is on Instagram at Shmunez Vision. We got a ton to do. What a weekend ahead of us. Let's deal with the very latest. It's not good news, obviously, with Travis Hunter. We'll get some of your thoughts on that as we cruise through a Friday night on Into the Night.
Offense puts people in seats. Points put teams in the playoffs. Who will be this week's Offensive Player of the Game on 1010XL? Nailed down by Universal Roofing Contracting.
Ballou here for Shmunez Vision. Why Shmunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Shmunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Shmunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Shmunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit shmunezvision.com today. Care you can see.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass, and I think you deserve a spa-like shower, don't you? Get rid of that dirty, dated setup you have in your bathroom. Those old-style showers can be really ugly. Install a gorgeous frameless shower with thick, sexy glass and a free diamond coating protection that's easier to clean, like Rain-X for your shower. Your bathroom will feel like a luxury spa every morning and night. You deserve it. Visit my friends at leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
Hello. The Checkmate Coatings phone line has you covered from the floor up. From tough sports topics to strong surfaces, Checkmate Coatings is your floor's missing piece and your connection to the sports world on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Looking for a dealership that makes car buying easy? Let me tell you why Nimnick Buick GMC is the place to shop. At Nimnick, you'll find unbeatable prices, a huge selection of Buicks and GMCs, plus flexible financing that works around your budget. Whether it's a new SUV, a work-ready truck, or a certified pre-owned, they've got you covered. They back it up with trusted service and transparent deals. Don't wait. Shop 24/7 online at NimnickBuickGMC.com or visit the showroom on Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Your AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
Congratulations to Firehouse Subs for raising $20,000 for the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation on First Responders Day. Those funds help provide life-saving tools and support to first responders nationwide.
What is 1010XL's Jeff Prosser's favorite movie? The answer next.
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Believe it or not, Jeff Prosser's favorite movie is The Wizard of Oz.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $3,600 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Hey gang, Prosser here. Jacksonville homes are selling, but it could take months, and it takes a price lower than you want. Well, getting top price means aggressive marketing, and Chad and Sandy Newman are the Jacksonville experts who have proven systems to drive the demand to sell your home. And they have this unbelievable promise and guarantee. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. If you need to sell now, Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, and stress-free. You want max price? Chad and Sandy are going to aggressively market your home, and they're going to get it. Anthony and Mary in Palm Coast said, we wanted to move back home closer to family. Getting max price was more important than a fast sell, but we had only purchased our home last year, so we didn't have much equity. After just 23 days of aggressive marketing with Chad and Sandy, they sold our house at the price we needed to make the move. Call the Jacksonville experts you can trust, and I recommend. Call Chad and Sandy at 904-414-6200 or ChadAndSandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I mean, the best, right there. Michael Myers. Put him on the edge. Have him get after the quarterback. Take a while to get there, but once he does, complete destruction. You know, every year I watched the original Halloween. I haven't yet. I wonder if I will late night tonight after Game 6 of the World Series.
World Series should be phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Could be a quick game with these two pitchers.
Yeah, here's the thing with the World Series. It's like, if you had to bet right now, Prosser was saying this earlier, I'd say the Blue Jays are going to win because they're up 3-2 and they're at home. But I feel like the Dodgers are going to win tonight. If they win tonight, I feel like the Dodgers are going to win Game 7.
Uh-huh.
So that doesn't make a lot of sense, but I kind of feel that way. And I think the Dodgers are going to win tonight.
Well, these two teams were both phenomenal at home this year. I mean, over 50 wins. But they struggled on the road. I mean, they were about 500 baseball teams, a little bit less than that on the road. So if you look at that massive trend, it would tell you that Toronto's going to get one of the next two. But crazier things have certainly happened. Now, you've watched the original Halloween.
Yes, it's been a while.
Okay.
If you ask me about any movie I've watched, there is a good chance I probably have not watched it.
Right. Originals, the original Halloween's real good. The original Friday the 13th is real good. The original Nightmare on Elm Street is real good. The original Scream is real good. It becomes diluted when you start doing a 2 and 3 and everything else that goes along with it. But the initial one, I thought, when it came out, to me, it's one of the great horror films of all time. I've always thought that The Shining is the best horror film. And then at number 2, I would put The Exorcist. It's just insane. I don't rank Jaws as a horror. To me, Jaws is a drama. But that's how I would give you my top 2.
Yeah, the horror movies are, what would you consider Saw?
Oh, yeah. All those gory ones, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Saw was pretty good.
Yeah, there hasn't been one recently where it's like that ranks among top 3, top 5 movies today. Just they're not as good.
No, they're not. The effect is too much. I don't mind violence. I don't mind gory
blood.
I don't mind it. I'm not a fan of like the surprise, like when they jam on the organ and someone pops out of nowhere. That makes my heart jump.
Yeah.
And at this age, and it seems like all of today's movies that is really the go-to is you got to have a little bit more of that. And anyway, not a big fan. But if you're out there tonight, be safe, enjoy yourself, have your parents check your candy. I know we got a lot of kids listening right now. Parents, eat all their candy if you want. That's something that I always have recommended. Speaking of which, I recommend Alexander Law Practice. They bring you tonight's show. If you are injured and it happened in a vehicle, if you can't pay bills, your vehicle, medical bills, no matter what it is, and you may think, I have nowhere to turn. Wrong. Alexander Law Practice. Rick Alexander gets in deep with each and every one of his clients. He's old school. He doesn't pass it off to others in his practice. Obviously, they're very talented and qualified, but Rick has his fingerprints all over each and every one of his cases. So it's $400-$6,600 for a free consultation, or just go to Alexander Law Practice. You can ask questions like, hey, my car's totaled. I need it fixed. I can't afford it. It's the type of questions you need to ask Rick Alexander. You're never going to come out of pocket. Everything will be settled at the very end of your hopefully prosperous case. So take down Alexander Law Practice online, and for a free consultation, $400-$6,600. Brock Bauer is going to play. We're going to hear from JT the Brick coming up at 7. A lot of longtime sports radio fans remember JT the Brick. He was on for probably 20-some-odd years. Late at night. I actually went up against JT for quite a few years as well. You look at, late night guys. It was JT the Brick. It was Scott Farrell. It was my buddy Arnie Spanier. I actually replaced Arnie Spanier. Remember, he used to 1-800-777-2907. I actually did it one-on-one sports, but those are, I guess, some of the more recognizable late night guys. Johnny Renshaw. Perhaps. And JT the Brick has been also a monster when it comes to covering the Raiders. As a matter of fact, I think the last time I saw him was when they had the final game at the Black Hole
Coliseum.
Yeah, final game there. And he vacations quite a bit in St. Augustine. So I was on his show earlier in the week. We're going to bring him on to get the very latest against a team that's just bad. They can't move the football. Okay? I mean, you look at everything they have done with Gentry. Chip Kelly is their offensive coordinator. He's averaging 4 yards a carry. He has 3 touchdowns, 111 totes for 445 yards. I like Jacksonville here in this matchup. Jacksonville's 6th in the NFL against the run. They're only allowing 91 yards a game. Genti has only had one 100-yard game. Geno Smith, they knocked off the Patriots in week 1, and Geno was a monster, okay? 362 yards in that opening season victory against the New England Patriots. He hasn't thrown for more than 300 yards since. As a matter of fact, his last 4 football games, he hasn't thrown for more than 200 yards. And you look at what he did 2 weeks ago in the 31-0 loss against Kansas City. He went 10 of 16 for 67 yards. Okay, now very late in the game, garbage time, Kenny Pickett came in and threw a couple of balls. But that's it. This offense is poor. I think 17 points wins this game. They've got to be looking at the fact that Jacksonville hasn't been able to rush the quarterback, hasn't been able to sack the quarterback. And now with Hunter out and with Eric Murray out, and we'll find out, officially 90 minutes before kick as to whether or not Devin Lloyd with his calf can play. He's listed as questionable, which is 50% in NFL terms. All of a sudden, this becomes, I believe, once again, can Vegas throw the football against the Jaguars? And unfortunately, the Jaguars' pass defense has really struggled this year, right? 245.7 yards a game. They're number 27 against the pass. They're number 6 against the run. And they may try to lather up Genti and run right at Jacksonville. Really like the chances there. I do. They have to get to the quarterback. How are you going to get to the quarterback? Josh Hines-Allen has a half sack. Josh Hines-Allen has been consistently double-teamed. The tight end has helped. He's getting chipped by a running back. The one arm of Trayvon Walker has been a huge blow. He's not nearly the same football player. He's not on the injury report because he practices in full day by day, week to week. He does. But he's not as effective. And, we'll see if that club comes off Sunday. I don't know. That's another thing that we'll have to find out for sure. But that's going to make Trayvon Walker that much more of a better pass rusher. And for the most part, his snap count, I want to say the last 2 games have been like 15 and 18. That's all you're getting out of them. And they've been primarily in passing situations. So getting him full would be huge. But I think this is a big game. Chip Kelly and his offense against Anthony Campanile in his defense. The only way you're going to be able to get this done is what? Blitz Geno Smith. And where's it coming from? Where are you going to send guys? Are you going to fire corners? Are you going to send a safety? Is Devin Lloyd going to be back? Can you send him? Can you send Ventrell Miller? If not, this to me becomes a massive factor in this game. Your eyes have seen it. My eyes have seen it. Jacksonville hasn't been able to get home the last couple of weeks. They're not able to get to the quarterback by rushing 4. They have to do much more. Daniel Griffiths joined us early in the week and blew my mind by stating that with his data, and again, I'm crediting Daniel Griffiths, Jacksonville drops their defensive line into coverage more than any other team in pro football. Stop doing that. It's not working, okay? You need those guys pinning ears back and getting after the quarterback. So if you can force some sacks, if you can get a takeaway, dare I say 2, that right there could end up being the difference in this football game. And whether you are on offense or defense, whether it's 2 minutes off the clock and your defense holds, or it's a lengthy drive and they eat up 5-6 minutes of the clock, okay? Or Jacksonville gets the ball 1st and 10. getting out to a 3-0 lead, I've never, I don't know if I've ever said this before. I think it's so important because Vegas can't score. You just look at their numbers, and they're absolutely brutal, okay? Again, I asked, E.T. was in last night. I asked E.T., I said, would you take 17 points? If I gave you right now, Jacksonville, 17 points, is that enough to win the game this Sunday?
I think so.
I do too.
And I don't have to put a lot of thought into it either.
I do too. I think it's like a 17-14 game or a 17-10 type of game. I mean, I don't know if I've ever went that low with a final score and tried to make a case of all you got to do is score 17, you're going to win this game.
I feel like this game is going to be a lot of field goals, and if some team can get like 1 touchdown and like 4 field goals, get 19, I feel like you're pretty safe.
Yeah. Now, that's not the case next week against Houston, which, oh, by the way, has the top-ranked scoring defense in the NFL. Vegas's defense, 25.7 points a game. They're 23rd in the NFL. You look at their offense, 14.7, 31st in the NFL. That's minus 11. This football team is allowing, week to week, 11 more points than they score. For the first time this year, Jacksonville's in the minus category. They're down to a season low 20.9 offensively. All right, which is 25th in pro football, and their defense up to 22.1 after getting, just shellacked 2 weeks ago in London, number 15. Only a difference of 1.2. To me, those numbers mean everything. I know that it's not paid. The game's not played on paper. I know the game is not based on numbers, but they're there. And I'd like your answer to that question. 641-1010 text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also join us on YouTube. Just go to 1010XL into the night. Would you take right now, straight up, 17 points? Is that enough to win in Vegas?
OAR, 3 Decades Tour. Saturday, November 14th, 2026 at the St. Augustine Amphitheater, featuring all of the band's career-defining hits and fan favorites, with special guests Gavin DeGraw and KT Tunstall. Sign up for pre-sale access now at liveoar.com. Don't miss OAR.
The World Poker Tour is here at Best Bet Jacksonville through November 18th. Now is your time to become a World Poker Tour champion with 14 poker tournaments, including the Best Bet Scramble, a $5,000 buy-in, no-limit hold'em main event with a $1 million guaranteed prize pool. Win your way in through satellites happening now. For the full World Poker Tour schedule and more information, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Strap in, Duval. The Jaguars are gearing up to face the Los Angeles Chargers Sunday, November 16th for our annual Salute to Service game. Join us as we honor and celebrate the brave men and women of our military all game long. Secure your seats now and be a part of the action by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. Let's stand together, Duval.
Sawgrass Asset Management loves this time of year when 2 decorated teams meet in the world of college football. Every year, we relive the rivalry with great moments from both sides of the big game thanks to Sawgrass Asset Management, specializing in high-quality growth stock and fixed income portfolios for institutional and high-net-worth investors. A Jacksonville company proud to be involved in the community. That's Sawgrass Asset Management. Log on to saw-grass.com to find out more.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in '96? You know who doesn't miss? Coyle Fencing. Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida since 1927. Heck, Coyle has been installing fences since before Emery Ballard installed the wishbone offense. If you need a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle Fence today at 904-356-4821 or visit CoyleJacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hi folks, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in
Into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
You see a sight that almost stops your heart. You try to
Always a big part of Halloween. Michael Jackson, the late Michael Jackson. And Thriller, no doubt about it. Wonder if that's still a hit on college campuses. It's got to be. Right?
It's universal.
Certain things don't die.
It's like Sweet Caroline, this song. Yeah, these songs never die.
Sweet Caroline, man. I love Neil Diamond, but I can't stand that song anymore. You know why? The yuppies took over Boston. They took over my born and bred city. People who stand up and sing Sweet Caroline at Fenway Park don't know who Bucky Dent is, okay? They do not know who Bob Gibson is. They don't know who Lou Brock is. They don't know who Pete Rose is, who Joe Morgan is, who Don Gullett is, who Reggie Jackson is, who Aaron Boone is. They think that all Boston does is win the World Series. And I have a real problem with that. I can't imagine going through life being a yuppie. Man, what's my definition of a yuppie? Well, it's several things, but let me just give you one of them. A yuppie is a guy that's never taken a punch to the face. All right? So just ask yourself right now, have you? Most real men have. Just stating that. Max Crosby against Walker Little and Anton Harrison. Oh, boy. He's not 100%. Let me check the injury report. And again, that's going to be one of the questions I'm going to ask JT the Brick when he joins us here at 7 o'clock. He's got a back. He did not participate Wednesday. Limited folder day. He's going to be good to go. He's not even on the list. Two guys are out for Las Vegas. Lonnie Johnson with a back. He is out. And their backup quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, their third-string quarterback, is out. Anything else for the Jaguars I did not get to? You are aware of the fact that Travis Hunter is out, and he's on the IR. He's gone for 4 games. Eric Murray is out with the neck. He will not be able to play for 4 games because he's on the IR. Quentin Morris with the groin, a tight end, is listed as out. And finally, Tim Patrick with a groin is now out. So Austin Trammell has been brought up to the active roster. But if you look at wide receivers, they're down their number one guy because, in my opinion, and most as well, Hunter moved ahead of Brian Thomas Jr., so they're down their number one, and they're now down their number 5 in Tim Patrick. You also go to the secondary, whether it's base, nickel, or whatever it may be, you're down, I guess, a starter and a half. And Eric Murray in your secondary is a safety. And, of course, with Travis Hunter at times being a cornerback. So it's going to be a huge week for Antonio Johnson. It's going to be a huge week for Greg Newsome. Buster Brown has played some really good football since he has returned from his injury. Still a mystery in all this to me. And I never thought that this would happen based on what he did a year ago and at least what I saw early on in training camp. Jarian Jones is a total non-factor for this football team. I mean, he's had 5 snaps in the last 5 games. He's just not even involved. And we know he's got virtually 0 experience in zone. He's played man-to-man his entire career at Florida State, and last year he did the same thing in the slot. Let's let's play Cohen on this. Let's get to number 8 and his thoughts on Antonio Johnson, who, again, is really going to be asked to do quite a number of things Sunday against the Raiders.
I thought he had a really good week of practice. Guy obviously made a huge play for us at Houston, has been a big part of our dime packages throughout the year, being able to move him around in different positions in terms of playing that linebacker, the safety, a lot of talent. And he knows, hey, man, I got a great opportunity here. And have a lot of confidence in him. Great athlete, long, rangy. And the more he gets comfortable with the communication back there and playing with Dewey and those guys in the back end, I think you look for Antonio to have a good week and step up this week as well.
Ugh, man, I hope so. I mean, all of a sudden, you look at the safety room. Dewey, Antonio Johnson, and rookie Ray Lane. Those are basically your 3 safeties. Eric Murray on IR, Caleb Ransaw on IR. They traded Darnell Savage. That's what you got. Halassi is there, a guy that has been, for the most part, a game day scratch. Got to believe that he may get that opportunity, whether it's special teams or, hopefully you don't have to use them defensively speaking. But we're going to see. And that's going to be very big for Jacksonville on the defensive side. The only guy who was listed as questionable is Devin Lloyd. I don't have to tell you how important that is to have him back for really every reason here. The others have been cleared to go. That's Diami Brown. His shoulder, he was limited Wednesday, but was full today and yesterday. That's good news there. Kind of like Buster Brown returning to his health. Diami Brown now. And I'm getting really mixed opinions on Brown. I get my share of he never statistically really has made plays in Washington, D.C. during his 4 years. He just had a good playoff. Others are like, it's time. It's not like he's getting talked about. I did 2 interviews this week in Vegas. No one's asking me about Diami Brown. So maybe there's an opportunity there. Dennis Gardeck with his chest. Limited all 3 days. Game status, there isn't one. Therefore, he's going to be able to give it a go. So that is really good news. Jordan Lewis was put on the injury report this week with a neck. Okay? And he has been a monster. He did not perform well in London. It was his worst ranked game, Pro Football Focus and what have you. But, he's a big part of it, no doubt. And Brian Thomas finally limited all 3 days, but no status. He should be not only ready to go, but the number 1 option for the Jaguars. Yeah. It's going to go Thomas Jr., Parker Washington, number 2. Can I say that? The good news for Washington is he played every position last year.
Yeah, if it's not him, who else is it?
Diami Brown.
Yeah, and
those
he's
3.
up.
Yeah, and with Patrick now out. So they're really down. They're going with those 3 and Austin Trammell. I mean, those are their 4. We talked about this team carrying 6 wide receivers, special teams-wise. They're going to have 4 on Sunday. Much more to do.
Duval all day. Search 1010XL Jaguars on YouTube.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through October 31st. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
Frank Frangie here. Looking for a dealership that makes car buying easy? Let me tell you why Nimnick Buick GMC is the place to shop. At Nimnick, you'll find unbeatable prices, a huge selection of Buicks and GMCs, plus flexible financing that works around your budget. Whether it's a new SUV, a work-ready truck, or a certified pre-owned, they've got you covered. They back it up with trusted service and transparent deals. Don't wait. Shop 24/7 online at NimnickBuickGMC.com or visit the showroom on Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 31st, 1987, a blockbuster NFL trade between 3 teams and 10 players included Eric Dickerson to the Indianapolis Colts.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, JohnAutomotiveJacks.com.
Budweiser reminds us to drink wiser, like hydrating between beers. It keeps the fun going longer, and it's a commitment to responsibility. Remember, good times are ahead, so no need to overdo it. Know when to say when, and always designate a driver.
This football season, Hurricane Grill and Wings is your game day getaway. Catch every play with the perfect drink in hand. Handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita, Spicy Guavarita, Old Fashioned, or the Red Bullerita. Beer more your style to watch the games? Enjoy an ice cold Bud Light. Game day cocktails and Bud Light specials are here all season long at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find a restaurant near you at hurricanewings.com.
Jacksonville is game time, and just like the Jaguars fight for every yard on the field, Duck Duck Rooter fights for every customer at home. From plumbing repairs to septic pump outs to keeping your AC cool all season long, we've got the winning playbook. Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and delivers championship service every time. When plumbing, septic, or AC problems put you on defense, don't fumble the call. Dial 904-862-6769 or visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, when you're stuck, call the Duck.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's Terminix.com. That's right, Terminix it.
How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Thought about putting that poster up in my bar. Number one, I don't have room for it. Number two, I don't know. That's just like bad luck. But it's one of the great posters in film history, in my opinion.
It's from the 70s?
Yeah, I want to say 79, 80, somewhere like that. But the look there at the priest, who obviously goes through the exorcism, and those are the stairs, where the younger priest as well, I think it's Father Flanagan, if memory serves me correct, rolls down those stairs. Pretty good, pretty big tourist stop for the folks who go to Washington, D.C. It is the Exorcist. That one is bad now. I mean, bad as in good. Isn't that what you younger guys say? Younger gals, bad as in good. The line has moved a point, 3.5 to 2.5. Some money rolling in on Vegas. The total down to 43.5. To me, that looks so ridiculously easy. And I hope you got it at 44.5 if you played it. But it just feels like that is going to come in. The Jaguars actually this year, and I guess this includes London, right? Because it's a home game. I mean, it takes a day to get there, but it's a home game. The Jaguars are actually averaging 18.6 points at home. They're averaging 26.5 on the road. So something to keep with you as well. How about this? I mean, my goodness, man. There's going to be so many problems. People often talk about, like dope, marijuana is the gateway drug, and, you can support that or you can argue it. But how about the trio of congressmen today who have asked NCAA President Charlie Baker to provide more information about allowing NCAA student athletes to bet on pro sports?
Hey, you can start doing that tomorrow. You can start doing it November 1st, which is so funny because you can't do college sports, obviously. But yet you have teammates at major programs that are playing pro sports, so all you got to do is ask them, be like, hey, how was this game? What's the injury status before the injury report comes out? And you have insider information. This is not going to lead to anything good.
Money, money, money. There you go. It's more important than everything. How can anyone sign off on allowing college kids, who, by the way, let's be honest here, these kids have money that the NFL players didn't have when they were kids. It's a ridiculous amount of cash, right? It's frankly too much cash for a lot of these guys. And now you're going to say, hey, as you pointed out, there's, two of my buddies and alumni who play for this team. You've been on the phone talking to them. They tell you this guy's laboring, this guy's hurt. He's not going to be able to be effective. You play the other team. I mean, and then you get yourself in a hole. And I talked about writing that book. It looks like I should have done it years ago, because you just know that stuff like this is going to end up where you're getting inside information pro to college. Kids are going to run out of money, right? Then they're going to start doubling down on their bets. They're going to get in the hole. And when that happens, it's the same thing with anyone else who gets arrested, from the mafia to deep in trading secrets. What happens? You rat out others. Right? Give me amnesty. Take my crime away. I'll rat out 6 people that gave me this information. I can't believe this. It's shocking to me. It really is. In other news, this much more positive. Florida State Athletic Director Mike Alford is considered one of the candidates to go to LSU after the Woodward firing a year ago. I think there's a lot of Seminole fans out there who would personally pack and drive Mike Alford to Baton Rouge. This is good news if he goes. My only recommendation, do exactly like LSU did. Fire Mike Norvell before you make that trip. I do want to credit Florida State. I heard back from the president, and I've been consistently trying to get a hold of him and athletic director Mike Alford about what is going on with the investigation of the death threats to defensive coordinator Tony White. And it took a while, and it took quite a few attempts by me, but I got a response today stating that I need to contact someone else at Florida State, and I've already done that. I haven't heard back from her, but at least they didn't continue to ignore me in their addressing this. I got to believe that other members of the media are asking about this, right? I mean, nothing's more important than a death threat, right? You need the safety of Tony White. You need the safety of the players. You need the safety of the students. You need the safety of the faculty. You need the safety of the fans who were there and others who are heading there, right? I mean, you just don't throw out death threats. There's nothing more important, in my opinion. So let me credit my alma mater for getting back to me. And hopefully I'll have something on that next week once I know. in return, I will let you know. JT the Brick. You remember him from his national radio days. He was on here in Jacksonville for a number of years. He's been covering the Raiders forever, both in Oakland and in Las Vegas. Has a daily show there, also does the pregame show on the Las Vegas Radio Network, or the Las Vegas Raiders Radio Network. He'll join us coming up in 5 minutes.
Setting the field on fire with electrifying plays.
What a play! What a play!
But in the end, there's always a play that stood out.
Did you have to go Sports Center on me, though?
Listen for the Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game on 1010XL.
Hey Jacksonville, Rick Ballou here. Small business owners need trucks and vans to keep your business moving? Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside has Ram 1500s to heavy-duty 2500s, ProMasters, and custom uplifts ready to work. Visit them on Commonwealth Avenue or go online to jaxwest.com. Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local partner for work-ready vehicles.
Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
I'm Max Fink on your Gator Station. 1010XL is your pipeline to Gator Nation. Listen to the Gator Report all year round.
Freshened up by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators. 1010XL.
Go, Gators!
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
When you buy online, you really cannot tell because you're not looking at the stone. So it's impossible to buy a stone online that you can really see everything about it. You have to buy a diamond in person.
That's John Lupo at Beard's Diamonds, who says one big mistake is trying to buy a diamond online. Because each diamond is unique, you need to examine it for yourself.
Otherwise, you can get fooled, you can get tricked, and that's not a good thing when you're spending thousands of dollars.
At Beard's, John's son Ben says they give each customer the ability to compare multiple diamonds in their price range. Not just on paper, but up close inside and outside.
Go outside in the natural daylight. That's the best test to be able to see the exact color in the stone, see the brilliance in the stone, and the fire and the scintillation, which is very, very important.
People want to know what they're spending this money on, and they also want to be protected.
That's why Beard's takes it a step farther with a money-back guarantee and a trade-up policy that guarantees you will always get what you paid when you upgrade. Buy with confidence at locally owned Beard's Diamonds in St. John's Town Center.
Leonard Skinner is coming home, and they're bringing the Stars and Stripes. Celebrate Southern rock and American pride with Leonard Skinner Rocks the Red, White, and Blue. It's a special night to support St. Michael's soldiers and the brave men and women of our armed forces.
Singing songs about softly.
Saturday, November 8th at Daly's Place. Tickets on sale now, only at Ticketmaster. Daly'sPlace.com for details. Be there when Skinner rocks for those who serve.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hell yeah, curling up to this with your significant other and a whole bunch of, Snickers, which remains 1 and 1A for me. But you really can't go wrong. Parents, check your kids' candy. All right? And if you get bored of it, send it over here. Brand new studios on Bowden Road. JT the Brick. Longtime sports radio fans remember the name as he was on at nights for years here in Jacksonville. He has been with the Raiders as well for a tremendous amount of time, both in California and, of course, now in Las Vegas. Has a show out there. Also is involved in the pre- and post-game show on the Raiders radio network. JT, always a lot of fun.
Rick, good to talk to you. Thanks for coming on my show. And big game. I think bigger for Vegas because we haven't been playing well, and we are due. And if we don't win, oh boy, it's 2-6 under Pete Carroll. So Vegas is ready for this one. It feels like a must win on steroids.
Yes, no doubt. Now, if they do lose, could that be it for not Michael Myers, but maybe Michael Mayer? Could it be it for Max Crosby? Do you see this team at all moving some players before November 4th?
Yeah, I do, but I don't see him. They won't move Max. Max is the face of the franchise, and remember, even if the Raiders don't have the year they expected this year, you got to have good players. You can't get rid of Max Crosby, your best players, because even if you have a good draft next year and you want to relaunch with Tom Brady and Pete Carroll, you got to have some good players. And I've been saying this for a while, Rick. The Raiders have some good players. They got a really great kicker, a great punter. They got Max Crosby. They got Ashton Genty. They got Michael Mayer. They got Brock Bowers, which all the SEC fans know. We got some good players on this team. The problem is we don't have enough good players. We have some, so I don't think getting rid of the good players is going to help the Raiders. The most overrated thing you can do in the NFL is trade good players and think draft picks who've never played a down in the NFL are going to be good players. Now, a quarterback would be great because the Raiders went all in on Geno Smith, and Geno hasn't played well, but Raiders weren't able to get Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Drake May, and that's been the key here. We're dying to get a star rookie quarterback. They just haven't been available when the Raiders are drafting 13 and they don't have a top 2 or 3 pick. So that's what's haunted the Raiders out here after Derek Carr, who is a very good player. Since then, we've been in hell at the quarterback position. Gardner Minshew, Jimmy Garoppolo, and we finally got a good one. Geno Smith's a very good player, man. He came here because he was good and hasn't gotten going yet, and this is a big test for him.
All right, outside of Geno Smith, and you just mentioned that, his ability to turn things around certainly could happen. This is not a good pass defense in Jacksonville, and they're going to be down a couple of key guys, including Travis Hunter on the IR now for 4 weeks at least, and Eric Murray as well. Safety's not going to be able to go. If it's not Geno Smith, what is the biggest problem so far this year for the Raiders?
The offensive line. We've really struggled with the offensive line. Ashton Genty, who was taken 6th overall, who's a superstar. When there's a hole, he hits the hole, and he's electric. He's been getting blown up behind the line of scrimmage. You told me the other day on my show that the Jags were pressured 76 times in the last 2 games. Well, I don't know what the number is with the Raiders, but at least 50% of Ashton Genty's attempts, he's getting hit 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So if he hits the hole on Sunday, and gets by someone, he's unbelievable. He'll get upfield. But it's easy to blow up one of the Raiders' offensive linemen so far this year and then do some damage. And we know how good Jacksonville's athletes are on defense. There's edge rushers, there's linebackers. And we're disappointed. I was talking to my wife. We're season ticket holders, even though I work for the team. We were thrilled to see. We wanted to see Travis Hunter. I mean, we're paying for tickets, and we were dying to see him play. And I never want to play an opponent when they're not at full strength. And that's been what's going on with us out here. We haven't had Brock Bowers since the third quarter of the opening week where the Raiders beat the Patriots, the hottest team in football. We were 1-0. Everybody was excited about really a good start. We got a field goal block that would have won the game against the Bears, so we should have been 3-4. Not that that's anything to write home about, but if we were 3-4 and beat the Jags, we'd be 4-4, and there'd be a completely different discussion on the Raiders. So we've been trying to dig out of a hole, and we got smoked by the Washington Commanders. We got smoked by the Indianapolis Colts and Daniel Jones. We got smoked by Kansas City before our bye week. Our losses have been super ugly.
Yeah, and I tell you what, this is a ball game where if you look at both teams and what they did 2 weeks ago, outscored by a total of 66-7 to the Chiefs and to the Rams. He's JT the Brick. He's obviously a big part of the Raiders, and he's been there throughout their movement, including Oakland to now Las Vegas. Let's spend a minute on Brock Bowers because there's a lot of Georgia fans here in Jacksonville. Such a dynamic player. You mentioned he went out with a knee injury. Before he did, 5 receptions, 103 yards. It was Geno Smith's clearly best game of the year in that victory against New England. How much does this offense improve with a healthy Bowers?
Everything. I didn't think it would be everything, but it is. He just is an elite player. He's so good. And we got a chance to see him last year, and what he did last year is breaking all the tight end records as a rookie and being an all-pro, not a Pro Bowl or even the highest honor, and everything runs through him. It's tough. We lost Colton Miller, who's our best left tackle, our best player on the offensive line, and Brock. So Jacoby Myers didn't play last week, who's a really good receiver. He's a guy that might get traded if the Raiders don't win this game. But Brock Bowers requires a double team as a tight end. He's a good blocker. He's unbelievable in space. He's a super athlete. And other than Max Crosby, who's our face of the franchise, Brock is the cornerstone of this franchise going forward. I mean, Rick, we never thought, like, think of all the teams that were stupid enough to pass on Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
The Jets, all those teams, and he fell to us at 13, and we already had Michael Mayer. So Michael Mayer was a great tight end at Notre Dame. He won the Mackey Award. Bowers won back-to-back Mackey Awards. We have really two good tight ends, but Geno hasn't been able to get either one of them the ball, and it's been very frustrating. And we have Chip Kelly, the highest paid coordinator in the history of the NFL. Chip Kelly's making $6 million a year to be our offensive coordinator.
I think, certainly getting Bowers back is a huge factor for the Raiders here, but this could come down to some old school football, running the football, stopping the run. It hasn't been a good year, despite that Gentry is so dynamic. You mentioned the offensive line. Jacksonville has been pretty stout against the run. Their Achilles heel has been defending the pass. But let's throw it right back at you. Do you believe the Raiders can run the football here against the Jaguars?
Yes, because the Jaguars have a good run defense, but that's our only chance. I mean, look, if this was a complete Geno Smith year, where Geno had a year where he threw for 4,300 yards, 70%. So if you told Geno, hey, man, we're going to take away the running game and Geno's going to have to win it with his arm, he could do that. He's proven he could do that. He's beaten the Niners in San Francisco. He's beaten the Rams in L.A. He won games for Pete Carroll in Seattle. He just hasn't done it here. So unfortunately, if Geno was playing decent this year and you said, hey, if the Raiders don't run it, they'd still have a chance to win with Geno. But it's very hard to think that the Raiders have a chance without Ashton Genty having a big game. There's going to be a heavy dose, and I'm not in the meetings. I'm not in those private meetings, but I can tell you Pete Carroll wants to run the football. He wants to establish the run. And they're going to pick one side because the Raiders can't run it up the middle very effectively. So they're going to go to the right or the left, and they're going to hope that they get some good blocking and they can get some momentum going, control the clock. Because these games at Allegiant Stadium, as you know, we got a gorgeous stadium. It's probably the best in football. It's got art. It's got windows. It's got a nightclub in the end zone. It's unbelievable. But our games at home are never very exciting. They're very grinded out, ugly games. And this game, the Raider fans are really on edge because these tickets cost a lot of money, as you know. Everybody from other teams want to buy those tickets, and so our season ticket holders have been selling them because, you know, when you got a $400 ticket and someone wants to give you $1,000 for it, it's hard to say no. But this will be a heavy, heavy Raider crowd at home because I know there's going to be some Jaguar fans there, but it's not going to be like the Chiefs and the Niners. And we got the Cowboys. Next 3 games, the Raiders got the Jaguars. We play on a short week Thursday night at Denver. And then we have the biggest game maybe in the history of Allegiant Stadium. We have the Cowboys on Monday Night Football for the first time. So, and we're coming off the bye week. This is the last stand for the Raiders. The Jacksonville Jaguars are the last stand and last hope for the Raiders. If they win, anything can happen. A loss here, I think we sell a couple of players off, and we're thinking about next year, unfortunately.
I'll leave you with this. I think 17 points wins the game on Sunday.
You know, if people like the under in this game, I wouldn't fight them on this. I agree with you because it's been so difficult. Let me tell you, I told you before, I spent a lot of my time in St. Augustine. My in-laws live in St. Augustine. It's my home away from home. I'm out in your area a lot, and I know Jaguar fans over the years, and I know with Trevor, you know, the way he ran the ball against the Niners and ran like he had to is what I want to see Geno in this game. When Trevor, you know, that snap when he fell down and then ran it into the end zone and ran a couple of times in that game, I was really impressed with Trevor and the Jaguars. And then after that, you know, they've hit a little bit of a bump in the road. If Geno Smith can't beat Trevor Lawrence in our home building, we probably made a mistake getting Geno because we could have went younger. We could have played younger quarterbacks, whoever it is, Kenny Pickett, Geno Smith versus Trevor Lawrence. They've both been pretty good. Geno's been pretty good. That's why he came to the Raiders. He didn't come to the Raiders because he was a bum. And he's got to have his coming out party. And if the Raiders win, we'll be able to take a deep breath, man, because it's been rough out here. We were expecting Pete Carroll. Tom Brady has a lot of organizational pull. We got good coaches, I think, in Chip Kelly who've called every play you could ever dream of, but it hasn't worked. We've been stuck in the mud. We haven't played well. There's been injuries and penalties. The weather is absolutely gorgeous. It's unbelievable out here. The tailgating's going to be great, and winner move forward, loser go home.
Yeah, going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to seeing you out there. That'll be the case this weekend. JT, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, there he goes. JT the Brick, ladies and gentlemen. He is an excitable man, and that's frankly the way you should be when you're talking about the great game of football. And you may recognize him. He used to do overnights here forever out of Los Angeles, but he's been with the Raiders now for a number of years, including in Oakland, and he is now with them in Las Vegas, where he does have a daily show. All right, we got much more to do. If you want to hop on in, I asked you about the 17. Would you take the 17? I think it wins this game. You may think I'm crazy. Either way, it's fine. 641-1010. If you'd like to get on in on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. And you can join us on YouTube. Just go to 1010XL into the night.
The players leave it all on the field, and after it's over, the party gets started. Packer Leon and Coach Gerald England bring you the window world of Northeast Florida 5th quarter, nailed down by Apex Roofing and Contracting and Hurricane Grill and Wings.
Make Honda of the Avenues your first stop for award-winning customer service and world-class Honda vehicles. Our inventory is larger than ever, which means we have the perfect Honda waiting for you. Plus, at Honda of the Avenues, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience fun, fast, and easy. You'll always find great deals on our huge selection of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, all prepped and ready for a test drive. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues today. Stop by or shop from home at HondaoftheAvenues.com. Proud sponsor of Sporting Jags.
Tom McManus buckles his chin strap as he joins Lauren Brooks and Taylor Dahl.
I just love a man in uniform.
Helmets and heels. Afternoons 2 to 4. Served by Queen Law Group on 1010XL.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass. And I think you deserve a spa-like shower, don't you? Get rid of that dirty, dated setup you have in your bathroom. Those old-style showers can be really ugly. Install a gorgeous frameless shower with thick, sexy glass and a free diamond coating protection that's easier to clean, like Rain-X for your shower. Your bathroom will feel like a luxury spa every morning and night. You deserve it. Visit my friends at leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
Introducing the Jag Stack at Firehouse Subs. So bold, it's named after the home team. Stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, roast beef, provolone, fresh veggies, and the new Duval drizzle sauce. For a limited time at your local Firehouse Subs, there's only one hottest sub in Duval.
Joe C. here, and boy, oh boy, I've got a great deal for you traveling home team fans. If you plan on going to the Titans game up in the Ville, you can stay where I'll be staying in the heart of Nashville, at the Omni Nashville, super close to Broadway Street, as well as Nissan Stadium. They've got a killer rate for 1010 listeners. Just go to our website, 1010XL.com, and click the Omni link. Come hang with me, Joe C. in Nashville the weekend after Thanksgiving. It's the holidays, so let's celebrate with a big game in Nashville and stay at the Omni Nashville.
Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
Dreams Come True is the only local wish granting organization giving dreams and special times to local children battling life-threatening illnesses. Find out how you can help at dreamscometrue.org.
City Rescue Mission provides life-changing support for the homeless. Find ways to get involved at crmjax.org.
Her Song is a nonprofit organization that breaks the cycle of human trafficking through survivor care, victim outreach, and education. Find out how you can help at hersong.org.
If you could benefit from a grief and loss support group, call Haven Hospice at 279-1677.
The 5-Star Veteran Center of Jacksonville is the place homeless veterans can go to recover, recharge, retrain, and reconnect. Learn more at 5starveterancenter.org.
If you're involved in a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, find out how at 1010XL.com.
As a contractor, finding reliable subcontractors is key to project success. Prosser here. Guys, that's where Lloyd's Heating and Air shines. Not just your mechanical HVAC expert, but your partner, understanding every facet of construction to keep your project on track. Lloyd's will spot issues early before they cause delays. If you're a contractor with a need for reliability, visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Guys, don't suffer through this season with prostate, bladder, or kidney issues. Ackerman Urology has 4 convenient locations with advanced urological care to improve your health and vitality. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Beheld an eerie sight, for my monster from his slab began to rise. And
Had a Halloween edition. Stay safe out there. 7393 says, Boogie, they don't know Ted Williams, Kaya Strumsky, or Jim Rice. They don't. They do not. 8334 Blue, Walker Little needs a punch to the face. Ooh. That's scary. ETN 16-plus carries. They have 90% win rate. It's closer to 100%. Well, let's say 90. Drives me crazy that nobody talks about this. It's hard to do when you start down 14 points. He's stating that as fact. Don't know if that is the case. I've looked at a ton of different numbers here. By the way, the unders in itself have come in a ton this year for both football teams. 4 of the 7 Jaguar games, it's been the under. 5 of the 7 Raiders games, it has been the under. This absolutely, to me, feels like the under. I would have liked the extra point if I was playing it at 44.5. Again, it's moved to 33.5. 87.99, 2017 Jags. So, therefore, you don't like my 17. Okay. You think it's going to take 20. I'm certainly fine with that. 40-42, Ballou. My biggest concern about Travis Hunter coming out of college was his injury history. The Jags have ruined this young man. Trevor won't throw to him. Another star, career doomed by being drafted by the Jaguars. I'm going to need you to pump the brakes there. I really believe that. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people popping off across the country saying, see, I told you so. And, everyone wants to be right. And a lot of big mouths said he couldn't go both ways. He's not going to be able to do it. No one's done it before. And that this was too much of a risk. It takes time. It's going to take a whole heck of a lot more time than just one season. And in this case, 7 games. But it's awful. I mean, this is a terrible injury. I hate it for him. I hate it for the Jaguars fans most. Outside of Travis Hunter, that's who I feel for the most here. You don't need this. You've dealt with enough difficult breaks over the years. I would want to say that in his career at Jackson State, he missed 5 games as a freshman because of an ankle-related issue. And then at Colorado in his first year, he had a lacerated liver, and he missed 3 games. I do not believe he missed any games in 2024. I could be wrong. All right, but that's 8 games in 3 years, if that is the right statistic. And, we saw the chest injury in camp. It's something, I'm not, because I'm all in on this. But I told you in camp, I was blown away by the size of his legs. I mean, Dylan, you remember me talking about that. I mean, when I seen him at the press conference and everything with pants on and what have you. But the first time I saw him during, I think it must have been rookie minicamp.
Yeah.
And I saw his legs. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, it was a Saturday, and I was like, that is the skinniest. That's got to be, Devontae Smith is pretty skinny, but Travis Hunter, that's got to be one of the skinniest players in the NFL. Like, there is no meat on his bones whatsoever. And I just looked up. He played 13 games he played 13 games last year at Colorado.
All right, so
he played every game.
I have unofficially he's missed 8 games in 3 years in college. 1 at Jackson State, 2 at Colorado.
Yeah, I saw this one website. He played 9 at Colorado in 2023 from that kidney.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess he missed some time at Jackson State. But, yeah, he was I was out there, too, on that Saturday, that first day of rookie minicamp. I was like, this guy's going to play in the NFL and play both ways? Like, I don't know how that's going to happen. And obviously I'm wrong.
Charles Davis of is he Fox or he's CBS? As a matter of fact, he's going to replace Gary Danielson next year and be with Brad Nessler. He was at the Miller Electric Center during training camp, and I had him on the radio, and to this day, I think he said it best. Charles Davis said, going both ways, he didn't think it would happen with success initially, but he thought in year 2, year 3, that is when it would really come into fruition as his body developed and he understood more of what the team is doing, schematically speaking, on both sides of the football. I mean, I made a huge point about sacrifice the defense. Give him a few opportunities there, but the focus now needs to be on offense because the offense has really gone by the wayside with no Brenton Strange and the fact that Brian Thomas Jr. Has struggled. Now, there's been other drops, right? Parker Washington's had drops. Diami Brown has had some drops. The last 2 weeks, they haven't been able to run the football. We talk about the offensive line all the time. This is even more of a reason why I wanted to feature Travis Hunter. Again, there's going to be a lot of loudmouths on this, particularly national media and people just want to, I was right. I saw this coming. It's still a very long-term process. And I'm not trying to provide lip service here. I'm not trying to create any sort of excuse. I'm just being honest. Now, if this comes down that he's gone for the remainder of the year, then there is no other way to say it. It's devastating to this football team. Go back to that Jim Trussell conversation I had. It's not disappointing. It's freaking devastating if this is it. And we don't know that. He's going to be asked about it all the time, right? And, as we played it for you at the beginning of the show, they're under the evaluation process, and they're not going to get into great detail with us on it. Look at the Caleb Ransaw deal. I asked James Gladstone about that, and they put him in a boot. They thought he could get healthy. They took the boot off. They gave him an MRI. They saw that it was broken up, and you had to, have surgery and set him down for the remainder of the year. That's a big blow. This football team could absolutely use Ransaw right now as a safety. You hope the significance of Travis Hunter is not that. I don't know if he's had an extensive MRI. A lot of times you need that swelling to really go down. People want immediate results, and we typically hear about this when it's a torn ACL. Can you get those results immediately? Well, from years of covering this, and maybe the equipment is more advanced now than it once was, but it's always seemed like it's taken a little bit of time for the swelling to go down. Obviously, they set him down for 4 weeks, so it's a problem, right? But you hope that it's only 4 weeks, and he's able to bounce back. Thank God for this new rule. Imagine if it was the old NFL, the pre-COVID NFL. You put him on IR, he's gone for the year. That's not the case. Again, the 58-48 nailed it here. All NFL teams deal with injuries. Absolutely. You can't find it in the NFL. Every team is injured. Part of the reason why I picked Jacksonville over Seattle 2 weeks ago was because Seattle was injured. And they had 3 members of their secondary that were down. You just heard JT the Brick say that even with the injuries in the Jaguars secondary, even with the return of Brock Bowers, he doesn't believe they can pass the football with a lot of success. That if they're going to win that game, it's going to be because of Genty and being able to run the football. It's a miserable offense in Las Vegas. Awful offense.
Yeah, and the receivers, Trey Tucker, Jacoby Myers was expected to have a good year for the Raiders. Those guys haven't really done anything. Brock Bowers is really their only guy in the receiving end that can make a difference. If there's one person that can break, them in the secondary, it's Brock Bowers. Yeah. And I mean, if you have to bet, who's going to get 100 yards, it'd definitely be him, and then Genty would be it. And I really don't have a lot of confidence that Geno Smith is going to have some. Jake Browning's been a guy that's had that. People. Devontae Adams was another person that, they haven't had a good season. They have their great game against Jacksonville. I don't think Geno Smith's going to have that on Sunday.
They just picked up Tyler Lockett in a deal with Tennessee. I mean, he had played his previous 11 years in Seattle, so he's been with Pete Carroll. We're talking about a guy that just turned 33. Obviously very productive, 4 1,000-yard seasons earlier in his career. And, I've been reading all of the reports, all the stories out of Vegas, as I do for every Jaguars opponent. They think he's going to get on the field this weekend for the first time. It's going to be, simplified for him because he doesn't totally understand Chip Kelly's scheme, which is complex, no doubt about it. But, there's a veteran that may get an opportunity, and who knows what is going to happen. All right. Good stuff there. I just wish the best for him. Man, I just, outside of Trevor, man, this is like the worst thing. You're not going to win if Trevor goes down. You're just not. And I know he's got to pick up his play. This does not help in picking up his play. When you use Travis, if they were going to use Travis Hunter the way that I thought they were going to. That's what really stinks about this. It's like they finally took off the training wheels, right? And it's like, this is the game. He's going to be targeted 10, 11, 12 times. He becomes the number one wide receiver. And he's out. I just hope it's not season ending. I hope he can come back for that Tennessee game. When we do return, it's time to make some picks, man. We haven't really even talked all that much. I haven't, about Florida, Georgia. In most years I do, but it just seems like there's been big story after big story that has involved the Jaguars. And so there's that. And, of course, after the firing of Billy Napier, a lot of people think Florida has a puncher's chance in this game. So we'll come back. We'll look at the 5 in college. We'll look at 5 in the NFL. We will make our picks on the other side.
Get the goods on Gainesville 24/7. Search 1010XL Gators on YouTube.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. You see that new welcome offer? Bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. I think we got to jump on this.
What's John Daly think?
I think you got to grip it and rip it.
Grip it?
And rip it.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
It's the fall savings event going on now at Renewal by Anderson. Upgrading your home has never been easier. Get 20% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. This offer expires October 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Your home deserves more than just another coat of paint. It deserves quality that lasts. At First Coast Paint, you'll find premium Benjamin Moore products, trusted advice, and the local experts who help you get it right the first time. Whether it's your living room, your porch, or your whole house, First Coast Paint brings your paint project to life. Stores in St. John's and St. Augustine. One name Jacksonville Trust. Mention 1010XL for 10% off. First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
Hey Jacksonville, Rick Ballou here. Looking for a brand new truck? Right now, Crew Cab Ram trucks start at just $38,900 at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram West Side. And every new retail purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty and no extra cost. From tough Ram trucks to adventure ready Jeeps, they've got the perfect ride waiting for you. Stop by Commonwealth Avenue or shop online at jackswest.com. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram West Side, proud partner of the Jaguars.
I know two brothers whose minds are always in the gutters.
Hi, I'm Tim.
And I'm Kevin.
We are the Good Brothers.
That's good with an E.
From Good Brothers Roofs and Gutters.
We install 6 and 7-inch seamless gutters, plus we repair and replace roofs, pool enclosures, and super gutters.
We are the Good Brothers, veteran-owned and local.
Visit goodbrothersroofsandgutters.com.
License number CCC 1334384.
Good Brothers Roofs and Gutters.
Touchdowns are great, but hand-delivered fall flowers, that's the real MVP move. Jacksonville Flower Market can help you be the MVP. Pick up at Beach and Southside or online at jacksonvilleflowermarket.com. Jacksonville Flower Market, where love wins every Sunday.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, bad news for the cool down. Travis Hunter on the IR with a knee. He is out a minimum of 4 weeks. So he is not going to play Sunday in Las Vegas. Neither will Eric Murray. He has been placed on the injured reserve as well. He'll be out 4 games. The Jaguars made another transaction today. They promoted wide receiver Austin Trammell to the roster. Devin Lloyd's going to be a game-time decision with his calf. Also limited Jordan Lewis with his neck, although no game status there. So he should be able to give it a go. Brock Bowers returns. He's been practicing in full. At least he did today. I believe he did yesterday as well. It was Max Crosby who did practice in full today. So the 2 best players for the Raiders are going to be able to give it a go. And finally, tonight, Game 6 of the World Series. It shifts back to Toronto. Will they pull it off tonight, or will we get a Game 7? Los Angeles actually favored on the road. Yamamoto's been absolutely unhittable. 2 complete games in a row. I mean, that is something that never happens in today's Major League Baseball. But he'll be going up against Gausman. You look at their ERAs, 1.57 and 2.55. I mean, this could be a 2-hour and 15-minute baseball game tonight. It could be over by 10 o'clock. So you can nestle up with your lady and watch Michael Myers and Halloween and all that good stuff. Let's make our picks.
Doing college or pro first?
We're going to start with Saturday. We're going to start with the college football. I'll let you lead us off. The U goes to the heart of Texas, SMU.
Yeah, I think Miami's going to bounce back. They had an extra day to prepare. Usually good teams, after you lose, you have a good week of practice. I think Miami handles SMU tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm with you here as well. I believe SMU got them a year ago. I'd have to look back on that. Miami struggled late in the year and lost some games. But I agree. Miami wins this one. Wake Forest at Florida State. Listen, I'm going to do this just simply for the fact that, I picked Bama and Florida State won. I've since picked Florida State in every game except for I actually picked him against Virginia. I picked Florida State against Virginia. I picked him against Pittsburgh. I picked him against Stanford. All they do is lose. I'm going to pick Wake Forest to win this football game.
Florida State's a 9.5-point favorite. Is that correct?
Are you going to play Wake? It's come down. I think it's around 6.5, 7.
This is what the AI is telling me.
Yeah?
I got to go Wake. I don't know how you can pick Florida State. Is Castellanos playing with a concussion?
He's listed as probable.
Okay. So he'll probably play. I'll still take Wake.
Let's see. The latest here. ESPN right now has it up to 10.5. What did you say?
I saw 9.5.
Yeah. So there you go. Some money coming in on FSU. What do they know that we don't? Going with it. So you're going to take Wake?
Yeah, I'll take Wake Forest.
Yeah, I'm going to take Wake as well. Georgia, Florida. You're up.
I'll take Georgia. Spread 7.5. I think they cover. I think Georgia wins by 10 or 14. I think it's a game at half, but I think Georgia's too good in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, both teams coming off of byes. Both teams coming off of victories. Georgia, a huge one at Mississippi. Florida should have lost that game if Mississippi State kicked the field goal. They did not, and we saw what happened with Billy Napier. But I'm with you here. Georgia's the better team.
Real quick.
I like them to knock off Florida.
Isn't it pathetic that SEC Nation is not here, and they're at Texas for the Vanderbilt-Texas game.
Yeah.
I mean, Vandy's taking over the SEC.
They are. There's no question about that. Our next game, Oklahoma and Tennessee. I'm going to stay on the Sooners here. I think they win a road football game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like OU. OU played Ole Miss pretty tough, and they were able to Ole Miss was able to get it at the end of the game. I think OU bounces back.
You know, if this game, and we'll get to our last one, I'll go to you first. Vanderbilt at Texas.
This is a coin flip game. I think Vanderbilt's going to get it. Texas, people are going to say, they pulled it off against Kentucky. Texas was playing terrible. They scored 24 points, and they had a punt return all in the fourth quarter. I just think Vandy's a little bit better. Arch Manning was getting banged up last week, and I don't know if he's playing tomorrow, how healthy he is. So I'll take Vanderbilt.
All right. If this game was in Nashville, there's no doubt I would take Vanderbilt. But since it's in Austin, I'm gonna go with the Longhorns here. So 2 ranked opponents facing one another. There's 3 games, 2 in the SEC. Vandy at Texas, and of course Oklahoma at Tennessee. The only other top 25 matchup this weekend in college football is number 17 Cincinnati at number 25 Utah. Let's get to the National Football League. All right, let's begin with Indianapolis at Pittsburgh. You are first up.
I like Indianapolis. I think they're better than Pittsburgh. Indianapolis is rolling. And I think we have to start coming to the terms that they are one of the best teams in the NFL.
I'm going to follow the lead of the Philly Godfather, who last night said, play Pittsburgh, take the points. They're getting 3 in this matchup. Let me see if that is still the same situation or if that has moved at all on this Friday. Where the heck are you? Why can't I find the game? Yes, it is, 3.5. So more money coming in on Indy. This thing has to break sooner or later. For the Colts. But, yes, they're the best story right now in the NFL. So we'll go opposite here. I'm going to take Pittsburgh. Denver at Houston. I'd love to do the same here. I'd love to come out and say the Broncos are going to win this game on the road. But Houston has the best scoring defense in the NFL. And they're starting to show a little bit of a life offensively. Okay? I'm going to take Houston to win this football game over the Broncos at home.
Houston, a 1.5-point favorite at home. Denver's offense was starting to roll a little bit last week. I think Houston wins this game. Houston's been able to make every quarterback they play uncomfortable. No quarterback they've played has been able to get any kind of rhythm, and Denver really wasn't rolling up until last week. I think Houston wins at home.
All right, let's get to you. Let's go to the District of Columbia. What do you make of the Commanders as they play host to the Seahawks?
Let's see. Jaden Daniels is back. No Terry McLaurin. I think Seattle's going to be a little too good. On the road, Seattle's a 3-point favorite. I think Seattle will win this game.
Seattle's pretty good on the road. We saw what they were able to do here a few weeks back, but I'm going to go the other way here. I think Jaden Daniels, even though he's missing a massive weapon, as you pointed out in McLaren, I'm going to take the home team here. Give me the Washington Commanders. Seattle's 3-0 on the road.
That's incredible. And under McDonald, they haven't lost a road game or maybe one in his tenure since last year. That's insane.
Yeah, I'm just looking at who's playing this week, and I'd have to look it up. I can do it here in a minute, but I got to believe that they are the only undefeated team on the road this year. I certainly want to look at Indianapolis. Indianapolis is 2-1 so far on the road. All right, we got this just blows me away. Kansas City at Buffalo. I believe you're up.
All right, what's that? Kansas City's a 2-point favorite on the road. I think Kansas City's going to win this game. I know it's at Buffalo. I think it's going to come down to whoever has the ball last, but I think Mahomes, they're rolling on offense. I'll take Mahomes.
I was reading about this game earlier in the week. Do you realize the Mahomes-Allen deal? Patrick Mahomes is 4-0 against Allen in the playoffs. Allen's 4-1 against Mahomes in the regular season.
I thought it would have been 3-2. I know Josh Allen's had a lot of success in the regular season. I didn't know it was 4-1.
I'm going to take Buffalo. That's all I need. And you follow trends for that very reason. To me, that is incredibly informative. All right, Jacksonville at the Raiders. I've said it all week. I'm not going to get off it now. And yes, I'm aware of the injury situation. I think Jacksonville wins this game 17-14. The difference is a Cam Little field goal.
Yeah, I feel a little bit of scoregami here. I think a lot of field goals are going to happen in this game. I think Jacksonville wins. I don't know how. Don't ask me about a matchup and where, the Raiders, don't match up with the Jags. But I think the Jags come out on top. Both teams coming off a bye. I think the Jags offense makes one more play than the Raiders.
There you go. That is the very latest. New England 4-0 on the road. Wow, 2-2 at home. They won 5 straight, as we know. Indianapolis has won 4 in a row. As we pointed out, they're 2-1 on the road. As we were talking about the 3-0 Seattle Seahawks on the road, and that is it. So only 2 undefeated away teams. One in the AFC with New England, one in the NFC with Seattle. If you're grinding it out at home, the only undefeated team this year, or teams in the NFL at home this week, they're both on the road this weekend. That's Indy at 5-0 and Denver at 4-0. Both Green Bay and Detroit are 3-0 at home in the NFC. And that is it. That is where you are.
Isn't that a little weird? Chicago -2.5 over Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
That feels like Joe Flacco's not playing.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that. As we said earlier, as we head to this break, Jacksonville now, two key numbers here. Jacksonville, after getting whipped 35-7, are now -9. Points scored, points allowed. -9 over the course of 7 games. The Raiders, over the course of 7 games, -77. So think about that. It's a huge part of the equation. And on top of that, the turnover ratio. Jacksonville second in the NFL at +8. The Raiders, -5. That's a difference of 13 in 7 games. So, I mean, you can break it down any way you want. I'm just we're trying to give you information on which way to go. I think it's ugly as ugly can be, right? But I like the Jags. I think they get it done by a field goal.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically, if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law. Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Jacksonville, are you ready? The college basketball season is tipping off soon with an epic in-state showdown. The defending national champion Florida Gators and the Miami Hurricanes go head-to-head in the Jacksonville Hoop Showdown. Be there Sunday, November 16th at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena and witness this in-state rivalry live. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. It's Florida versus Miami right here at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, November 16th. Ticketmaster.com.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for a limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
Since 1901, generations of skilled union workers have built the backbone of our community. Hospitals, schools, the buildings where you work. Every year, a new apprentice class of Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians is stepping up, trained, driven, and ready to do great things. They're not just building our city, they're building their future. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to become a member or contractor today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Hacker's here. I just asked you about Halloween with Forrest, but you told me he's on location.
Yeah.
As we say in the business.
Yeah, Heidi's one of her cousins moved from the New England area close to Panama City, and they have a couple of kids. So because she's got some family from New England down here now, Forrest went over to hang out with his cousins, and they are currently trick-or-treating in the Panama City area right now.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite memories over the years is back when my girls were young. I loved Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great time of year.
Well, and it's cool now because I got to do a couple of they call them trunk or treats now, where a bunch of cars line up in neighborhoods. Or like is baseball in Mandarin at MAA. They did a trunk or treat event last week where, golly, 30 or 40 cars lined up, and you go to each individual truck or car and get the candy. So yeah, that's really cool.
All right. Really bad news today. The announcement of Travis Hunter, and he's out at least a minimum of 4 weeks with the knee to the IR. Can the Jags turn around and still win this game on Sunday?
I mean, you want to talk about a Gordon Soley shot to the solar plexus for these Jaguar fans. I sympathize so much. It sucks. I mean, you try to find silver lining in anything, and up till about 90 minutes ago, I was going to come on here and I'm going to say, oh my gosh, the sky is falling. But Adam Schefter was the first that had it, I think, that the ACL is intact. According to reports, there is no issue with the ACL. So if there is any silver lining on this awful day for the Jaguars, it's that it does not appear right now to be a torn ACL for Travis Hunter.
Yeah, and you take them one at a time. If they can get one of these two on the road, I think at 5-4 that'll be okay before you return here. And you got some very winnable games. You also got some very difficult games, including, obviously, Indianapolis twice. But I just hate that the people that said that this could never work in town, for the most part, that's national people. As of right now, they're right.
They're absolutely right, and the Jaguars are going to have to deal with that. Jaguar fans are going to have to deal with that. But, you have 3 third-round picks. You go get Jacoby Myers. Or you call the Saints about Shaheed or Olave. You maybe even call the Giants about Wan'Dale Robinson. You got to do something at wide receiver, and I would be surprised if Gladstone does not do something at wide receiver prior to Tuesday's trade deadline.
Yeah, maybe safety as well. I just had JT the Brick on, who did national radio here forever, but now works with the Raiders, does a show in Vegas. He said he thinks if Vegas loses Sunday, Myers is the guy they move.
Yeah, no, I
One of
agree.
the guys.
I got my guy Adam Hill in Las Vegas is coming on to join me, and he basically echoed that. And I think Myers is the guy. I think you call Miami about Jalen Waddle. I don't think they'll do it, but I think you call. Wan'Dale Robinson's an interesting one because I don't think he would cost very much, and I think he's a decent player that's trying to get out of New York.
He's on my fantasy league.
Well, there you go. I think that's an intriguing one. But I think Myers is the play, if not one of those two Saints wide receivers.
All right, what else you got coming up?
Yes, we're going to have Cecil Shorts on. The coach Mark Duffner is going to join me. Connor O'Gara, Saturday Down South. We're absolutely loaded up until 10 o'clock tonight, heading into a big football weekend.
All right, man. Have a blast.
Thanks, Rick.
That's going to do it for you folks going to Vegas. I'll see you out there. Should be a whole heck of a lot of fun. Be safe. Great town. Can be dangerous out there in more than one way. Trust me. In Las Vegas. But I'll certainly see you out there on the Strip and during game time on Sunday. That's going to do it for us on this Friday. Dylan, have yourself a great weekend.
You as well. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you to JT the Brick. Thank you to everyone who got in. Got a lot of good stuff tonight on the text line. The next time we talk will be, well, actually, I'll be on the pregame show Sunday. And then it'll be Monday at 6 o'clock right here on your home of the Jags.
A super defense is